Hey folks, it is the Night Knife Guy. It's Saturday night, so it's time to film an intro. And after I introduce you to the knife, on Sunday morning, after I have discharged all my responsibilities to domestic trivia, we'll go out to the war post and talk about it. Actually, I'm going to talk about a couple of knives tonight. This is a SOG gift set. I think it's the SOG Pro 3 something gift set. I'll find it online and put up the details. I found it at Walmart, but looking online, they have the same set at Bass Pro and some of the other big sportsman kind, I think. Some of the other big retailers. And it came with two knives. This one, which is a fixed blade, which I actually kind of like so far. And this folder, which I like well enough that I'm probably going to put it in my EDC rotation for my everyday open boxes, cut twine, clean gunk out of grooves EDC blade. And it also came with this little gizmo that has a pry-up door opener and a screwdriver end, which probably could also be used as a light pry bar or prior. I can't call this a pry bar. And a seat belt cutter, which is this thing right here. I don't know about seat belts, and I'll repeat this test for you tomorrow. But I had an old strap to a satchel I had at one point, and this did cut through it quite nicely. I've actually been keeping this in one of my bug out bags. So we'll talk about the fixed blade first. Mystery steel. Just says stainless steel on the box, and I couldn't find anything about these particulars about this knife. I think SOG just makes these for these gift packs because I couldn't find the individual knife listed anywhere. But SOG has a pretty large price range in their knives. They have some high-end ones over $100. I saw one of them was like over 200, which had the higher-end steels. I think 154 cm and 5160 and all that other stuff. I'm not sure about those different steels, but it had better steel. They also have budget blades, $30 and under. Most of those were either 7 CR13 MOV or 8 CR17 MOV. I think that's right. But anyway, it's basically a 440 series steel, just made in China. And this one is marked made in China. Feels great in the hand. I like these grips that are kind of hard, but at the same time kind of tacky and rubbery. I really like that kind of grip. That's my favorite kind of knife scale. Even over G10. I really like these. Probably the Ontario SP series does it best, but this is done pretty well. It's got a nice curving thing. It's very well contoured. There are no hot spots, at least I can tell so far. It does have a lanyard loop. I don't use lanyards, but if you like that type of thing, it's great. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Haven't sneezed all day. Turn on the camera. There you go. Anyway, it's got a nice thumb ramp in just the right place. Very nicely done jimping. Overall, a very good blade. I'm really hoping this doesn't fail the war post. Out of the box sharpness. I hope Charles Schultz Estate doesn't sue me for kind of having a little fun with Charlie Brown and Peppermint Pat, and Lucy. But yeah, that was my fault. So out of the sharp, there we go. That's a good one. I got a good angle on that one. So out of the sharp, out of the box sharp, out of the sharp box. Boy, that would be a sharp box would be bad. People could get hurt that way. But haven't done it, so good and sharp. Nicely balanced, and this size range here, you know, 8 to 10 inches overall is getting to be my favorite EDC fixed blade size. It's done in there with screws. I don't have my high-tech magnetic tang detector handy, but I can tell you that I used it before, and I can tell you that I'm pretty sure this is a full through tang, and it comes out here at the bottom where the thing is. If I remember tomorrow, I'll run that test before we go outside, or when I'm outside, or in the wrap-up, but it's full tang, just hidden. And as I said, I really like it. Handles very well. So yeah, so this whole kit costs 22 bucks. And you know, I honestly would pay 22 bucks for this knife by itself. Oh, another thing I want to mention is these two knives are the only other, I only have one other SOG knife other than these two. And that knife was one of their karambits. Again, I bought at Walmart. The knife was okay, but the sheath was a disaster. That's a whole other story. This knife only has SOG on it once. Now, SOG has this really bad habit, and there are actually times when I actually like the overall design of a knife when I was searching online for something to add to the collection, or even in a couple of times when I saw them in stores. I found that one SOG knife in good condition at a pawn shop at one point, and I liked the way it felt and everything like that, but I didn't buy it. First of all, the pawn shop wanted way too much for a used SOG, but I could get over that sometimes. Sometimes I know I'm paying too much and I pay for it anyway to put it in a collection, right? But SOG has this habit of putting SOG everywhere. I mean, they just brand it everywhere. There's SOG here, there's SOG here, there's SOG here, SOG here, SOG here, SOG here, SOG here. By the way, did you know that you bought a SOG? Did you know that this guy bought a SOG? And then you get the sheath and it says SOG, 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 SOG. There is even a neck knife that they have, I saw online, that's skeletonized, where you have a tang that goes around, and then usually when you just have straight bars going from one part of the skeletonized tang to the other, filling in the middle, they actually have one to spell out SOG. Man, guys, get a grip, okay? Check yourselves. Okay, enough with that, man. But excessive branding on anything bugs me. Now this sheet says SOG, but it only says it once. It is above average nylon sheath. It is adequate. It would do. But it's your standard run-of-the-mill nylon sheath that comes with, you know, budget blades. But this one is sturdy. There is an insert in here. I found that you have to be very careful to actually get it in the center of the insert, because you can't actually get it between the back of the sheath and the back of the insert. And long term, that probably wouldn't be a good idea to carry it that way. I haven't used the sheath much, so the snaps are still very tight. So that's why I'm having so much trouble getting it snapped. This would undoubtedly wear out. I mean, wear in if you use the knife a lot with this sheath. There it is. With the strap, there's no rattle. The knife fits the sheath very well. Much better than your average knife. Much better than some nylon sheath that come from more expensive knives. And yeah, see, it's where it is now. That came off fairly easy. But even without it, it's got pretty good retention. So, adequate sheath. I really have high hopes for this knife. And I know I keep saying this, but man, I really, really have to get the kit and the stuff and start making my own Kydex sheaths. Because I would really seriously, if it passes the work post, I would seriously think about carrying this maybe not on a DVC basis, but on a regular basis, this would go into the knives that I carry, part of my collection, but not with that sheath. And the folder, I'm not going to do the folder on the war post. A folder this small on the war post is kind of silly. I might do some other things with it tomorrow. It's going to be a longer video tomorrow because I'm doing 2 knives, but again, out of the box sharpness is actually pretty damn good. It locks. It's got steel liners on both sides, G10 scales, but it looks like G10. Nice thick liner. It's manual opening, but it's smooth. I guess there's not a whole lot. I like the pocket clip design. I like these pocket clips that actually are actually attached to the liner. Right? I think they stay in the pocket better, and they last longer, in my opinion. So, I mean, this is a good little folding knife. And the ergos aren't bad. I'm not getting any hot spots. Again, it's got the nice jimping right where you need it. So, overall, for $22, a little over $22, unless it fails miserably in the testing, these knives are actually pretty doggone good. As I said, the lockup on this is good. The liners are thick. It feels good in the hand. And this is a really nice EDC size for a folder. I've got big folders. Matter of fact, where is it? I have any other time that comes open really fun on camera, so it has to go back. But right now I'm carrying my Voyager, so I don't mind the long folders. Huge folders, pocket swords there. See, that's the way it was supposed to work the first time. But for most people, I think for a knife to be useful, and especially if you don't have anything else and you have to defend yourself, this is about as small as a folder I want to go. But I really like it. I liked it when I got it out of the package. So for a little over $22, yeah, unless these things fail miserably somehow, I think this is a pretty good value. Give you a little better look at it. See if I can turn it towards the light there a little bit. Like I said, I really like the way it felt. This was one of those things when I got it out of the package, when I got it home the first time, okay, yeah, I can work with this. Yeah. Now, if it passes the war post tomorrow, we're good to go. And as I said, I will get up, I will take care of my domestic responsibilities and discharge the domestic tribute, and then we will go out to the war post, and I will probably freeze because it's going to be cold tomorrow. And we'll cut some water bottles, and we'll attack the hostile war post that keeps on ticking, and maybe do some other nice stuff. And with that, I will say I will see you at the war post. I was about to give you my whole ending intro and pretend like I was done with the video for the week, but I caught myself. I will see you at the war post as soon as I get done with all my stuff tomorrow. Okay, if the camera will hold still, we will do the patented Donnie B all day. May honor and praise be heaped upon his name. Drop test before I venture out into the cold. To war post this knife. This is the SOG knife from one of their gift packages. Okay. First time, nice and straight. Fairly decent bite. nice balance on this one. Okay. Some hard downward throws. Oh, good grief, that thing went in there a solid 3/4 of an inch. You can see the marking on the blade. We'll test the tip while we're at it. No bending. Let me get that folder. I'm not going to warp post the folder. What did I do with the folder? There's the folder. But we can see how she works this way. Does it drop? That was not good. This is kind of handle heavy. Try this again. There we go. It's got a pretty good bite for knife its size. Not as good as balance, but it's a folder, so we'll cut it some slack. Hard downward throw. That went in there really good on this one. Both of these have really nice points. One more time. And no point damage. And while you got it down here, we'll do a good spine whack on the chair. And there you go. Yeah, so that works. Let's put this one in my pocket. We've already tested the tip, but I'll do this with it anyway. Okay, when you consider that both of these knives and that multi-tool I showed you were $22, that's not bad at all. Now, even though my arthritis-ridden bones telling me not to, I'm going to go out to the war post and see if I can really make them creak and ache. And I'm going to do that now. Okay. Let's see how this thing does. So normal energy shrank a little bit. My attrition is beginning to work. Okay, that was a good deep cut. Now let's see about the war post. Okay, it's holding up nicely. No tip damage. Some hard wax. sewing machine action. Okay. I think we're going to get the little one out, folder. I'm not going to go on with full blown on the war post with it because it's too short for that, and I'd probably just wind up destroying my knuckles, gloves or not. So see if I can get this out of there without taking off my gloves. We're just going to smack it a couple of times and see how it holds up. I'm going to be careful on the thrust. I don't want it going closed on me. I don't think it will. It did all right on the spine whack test, but better safe than sorry. Okay. It did its Woody Woodpecker imitation without any damage. Let's try the lock again. So we'll go downstairs and do the whole final thoughts thing. And the camera didn't shut off this time. Yahoo! Alright, so the war post has been completed, and you're crooked. Just a second. Get this straightened out here. I think that's a little better. It's probably still a little cockeyed, but oh well. Anyway, they have survived the war post. I'm going to back you off just a little bit, though. They have survived the war post quite nicely, and effectively I paid $7 a piece. Well, excuse me, not $7 a piece. I can't count, but both of these for 22 bucks, so effectively $10 a piece. I was thinking that they were only 14, but that was a different package. So yeah, I mean, they had these in there for Christmas presents, and Christmas is, you still got time probably to go out and find one of these at Walmart or Bass Pro or someplace like this, one of these packages. I'll put a picture, put a picture of it as my thumbnail for this video. But I gotta tell you, I'm gonna look at them again, sitting down, taking a good look, and they're good to go. I left the bottle out there, but you saw that this thing sailed right through it. I can't fault these things. If you do have a hunter or any kind of an outdoorsman in your family that needs a knife that is inexpensive and will do the job, I got to say this would make a general purpose outdoor knife. It would do very nicely for that. It's the right size. It's got a good blade shape for doing just about anything. And as I said, this one's now in my EDC rotation, based a lot on how it feels, and of course it did survive the war post. This is just a kind of a classic pocket knife that fits the hand really well. And it's nice that SOG offers this kind of stuff because, like I said, they have a lot of high-end stuff. So I gotta say, very happy with these. I might get in the car and go down and buy a couple of these for Christmas gifts for some buddies. Maybe even my brothers. But I got to say, and also, even if you got a hunter out there, a seasoned outdoorsman, who's still using his grandpappy's Buck 119, it never hurts to have a backup blade. I don't hunt anymore, and I really didn't hunt that much, but when I did, or I did a lot of hiking and stuff like that. Even though I had a better knife, I had the knife that I told you guys about that my mom bought me, the Japanese knockoff of the Pilot Survival knife. I had that one, but I also at one point had what was that? It was a Schrade. It was a Schrade when they were still made in America, back in the day, that I carried a lot. And I always had some sort of like, we call them gas station knives now, but I always had a cheaper backup that's just stayed in my pack in case I forgot to put that other one on my belt. I don't think I ever did. I was, having a knife on me is always kind of like been wearing shoes when I go out of the house. But yeah, I mean, just a replacement knife, glove box knife, truck knife, whatever you want to call it. But honestly, unless you're planning to go out there and pretend you're Les Stroud and survive for 7 days in the jungles of the hidden escarpment from Edgar Rice Burroughs' The Lost World, this would be a good little general purpose outdoor knife just to have with you all the time. And as I said, this is just a classic pocket knife to just be useful for the day-to-day knife stuff. For $10 a piece in a package, make a hell of a nice gift for any kind of an outdoorsman. And just a good, solid knife to have around. Of course, next Sunday is Christmas. So I don't know if I will be with you that Sunday. I might just come in and wish you a Merry Christmas and say hello. But other than that, I don't know if there's going to be a video Sunday. But before Christmas, I want to do another gift pack that I did a short on, the Ozark Trail 3 knife set. So I'm hoping to be able to do that Tuesday. So if you decide it's for you, you can still go out and get it and wrap it up. But those knives would be really good beginner knives for if you have a teenager or something like that likes to hike or something like that likes to hike or is deciding whether he wants to do that or not. I think those would be good, and I'll tell you why if I get to that video. I'm going to try really hard to do that. But until then, I will leave you with my usual admonishment to draw your knives only in just purpose, sheathe them only with honor, and to remember that without knives, life would be dull and pointless. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Not only do I like to read your comments, but all of that helps me with the mighty YouTube algorithm. All hail the algorithm. And with that, I bid you goodbye.